Welcome to Atlantic Business Magazine's Take 5 with the Top 50 video series. My name is Leah White, and I am a partner in Risk and Forensic Services with Top 50 CEO presenting sponsor Grant Thornton. I am here today with Top 50 CEO Award winner and President and CEO of Atlantic Central and League Savings and Mortgage Company, Mike Leonard. So welcome, Mike. Michael leads the development of strategy for the Atlantic Credit Union system, representing 45 credit unions with $6 billion in assets and 130 branch locations serving 300,000 credit union members. So tell me, Mike, you've worked with credit unions for over 30 years. Why did you choose credit unions instead of one of the big banks?
Well, I really fell into my first role in the credit union system almost by accident. And to be honest, I didn't know what a credit union was or how it was different from another financial institution. But really early on, there were two things that struck me that I think have really anchored me and helped me build a career here over the last 30 years. And the first one was just the number of opportunities that there were and how encouraging everybody was in helping me learn about different parts of the industry. And the second one was the values. And so when I think about right off the bat, it was obvious that for our organization, it was more important to be focused on serving the community and our members than on profitability. And so being profitable is still important, but the first priority is really on serving our members and serving our communities. And that really struck a chord with me, and it's really helped keep me in the credit union system for the last 30 plus years.
And when you think about Atlantic Canada and the small business, medium-sized business environment, that does really seem to fit in with our culture, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think so. I agree, Leah. You know, it really is that Atlantic Canadian dynamic of people helping people, organizations banding together to work together for the betterment of the communities we serve, and that's really what credit unions are all about.
So in the introduction, we noted that you lead 45 credit unions throughout the region. And what does that mean in terms of the autonomy of the individual branches? And do they have to go through you and your group to get approvals on mortgages and loans?
So it's important to remember that each credit union is its own independent entity. So our dynamic really isn't so much about control and decision making, it is about collaboration and cooperation. So the group has worked together for enough years that we realize that we have way more in common than we have in difference. And so as a result of that, there's so many opportunities for us to work together to share investments and to support the communities that we serve. And when you think about, especially in an industry that's as capital intensive as banking is, being able to leverage shared investment is really critical in terms of maintaining your ability to compete for business in the communities you serve. So my role is really about trying to create that collaborative dynamic, identify those opportunities, bring them to the table, and then facilitate executing. And I think that's what we've been able to do at Atlantic Central on behalf of the credit unions in Atlantic Canada, especially over these last 10 years or so, and it's working really well for us.
And I'm sure you find technology and the ability to serve members through technology and different developments is becoming more and more important.
Yeah, and you know, one of the things we were talking about earlier was about challenges, and I think our biggest challenge right now is actually our biggest opportunity, and that's in the area of digital. And so credit unions have won best customer service in banking across Canada for the last 16 years in a row. I think a lot of people think of a credit union as that place where you go in and everybody knows your name. But the reality is that as a credit union member, you can do almost all of your business anywhere in Canada 24/7. And so we've done a lot of work around digital, but there's so much more to do and so many exciting opportunities. But in trying to do that with 45 separate organizations and do it together collectively, it's really complex. So it is challenging, but really exciting as well.
So if we shift to a bit more of a personal question, what would you like your leadership legacy to be?
Well, I always think that a leader's job is to create a vision and a direction, and then to get out of the way and let their people do the work. And so I hope what people would remember about me is that, first of all, I was a good person to work with. I was very positive and encouraging, but that I was able to help establish that vision and that direction. And then I created a collaborative dynamic where people were able to work together to be at their best.
And when we step back again from the credit union system and we look at the Atlantic economy as a whole, given your role as the leader of a financial institution, you're in a great position to look at the Atlantic economy and talk about its health, particularly given what we've all been through with regard to the pandemic and COVID. So what's your assessment of the state of the economy as this continues?
Well, I've read a lot of data, or seen a lot of data that suggests that, you know, the economy didn't dip as low as it could have, and it's rebounded better than it has in other places. And I think that's all well and good. But I think it's really important that we remember, when you look at macro level data, it always hides the highs and the lows. And so if I think about practically speaking, there's still a lot of families out there that are really hurting. There's a lot of people with a lot of uncertainty, especially in the small business community. And so, you know, the pandemic, even for businesses that are still open, you know, they may have been set back for years. They may have had to take on new levels of debt to be able to get through this difficult time. So what I hope we'll all remember, because we are fortunate enough to live in a part of the world where businesses are still open, you still can go out, you still can support your local business, that we'll do just that. We'll be out, go out, support your local businesses, eat at restaurants, buy at local stores. Amazon's going to be just fine if you spend your money at your local retailer. So do that and help your small business owner out. And that's what credit unions are all about.